Yo, howdy howdy, good morning. Start up here taking a little extra bit because we did go something. Right here. Things just about good here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, there we go. Get that out. Oh, alright. So we're getting back to work on this dumb freaking patch that excuse me, that I've been working on. Probably do this. Also started in like the afternoon because thought I was gonna do something else, but ended up not really working out. Also, like, here. And also, I worked on the patch a bit more after ending the stream. Not too much is different. I modified bits of how it loads the CMS, as well as getting it to work in single player, although I think this patch might have an issue. The bug that that had it not correctly like select your character preset. No, hold on, I fixed that. The idea where I would have not hide, but I would keep the original like preset ID in the value we use to store the moveset ID. Ended up working pretty well. That's what this. Oh, where is it? Costume fix. That's what this does. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we're basically already there. Oops. Kind of. That isn't my code. There we go. That's what this little section here does now. Just check if it's create a character as usual. I changed how the code works slightly. I think before I had it do way too much. Like I was clearing RAX or some other value during that, setting a byte, testing that byte, and then jumping. I didn't need to do all that. We got here simple enough. Basically the same thing, except I'm not setting a byte and then testing it right after, since not what we need. But yeah, when a character's selected, it stores basically two values in a 4-byte integer, and when it gets to the point where we need to actually use the original preset ID and not the moveset ID, we just shift it right by 16 bytes, and then we store that result, which gets us what we need. But yeah, we should actually load into our correct preset. Yep, we're not like we're in the proper outfit. I believe I should have my skills. I should really like fix my presets so they all have different things. Intro works nice with Earthlings. Probably mess with the facial animations a bit so it's not so emotionless. Oh, there's something there. Alright, that works now. So the thing is, the game is crashing. I wonder if it'll show up in the log. If you select no. Okay. I lost my old log then. I did a test with a story quest. I did a test online. Like versus a friend. 1v1s work. I did not test 3v3, 2v2. Let's try that real quick. Pick all cast characters with like different moves. Or different skill sets rather. We have Gohan there. Yeah, should have Bardock. It'll either infinite load or it'll just work. Ah, yeah, they all have their proper movesets. Oh, actually, that's whatever. We'll leave that for now. Let me pause this real quick. Actually, enable game volume. Yeah, reload it. Who cares? Not loading any like weird files. Like everything's getting loaded correctly. Got an MST folder as like the moveset folder for each race. Folder, the main character folder, and then an MST folder inside that to load like the actual moveset. But right, I wanted to check if the sound effects were actually working. Yeah, that seems to be working fine. The grab too, alright. I'm back off. What, you loaded even more? Oh yeah, that's didn't pause. I forget it reloads that every single time, like you open a menu. That out of there. Alright. So the issue is quests. I think specifically quests that load in like the time patrollers that you could fight. Here, let me do one quick test. There's an early PQ that doesn't load any of those for sure. Yeah, like you just fight this and then Piccolo and Gohan come out. Okay, we'll test this using all three here. Of that, Supreme Kai. You with the Broly. You with Bardock. Yeah. Either infinite load or actually load this. If it infinite loads, then it's an issue with this quest in general, I think. Parallel quests. Story quests seem to work fine. I think mostly because it's just the user. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Reach Out looks like they have the moveset, and where's the other one? Yeah, it looks like they have Bardock. Alright, so the issue does seem to be... Howdy, Red Buddha. The issue does seem to be with parallel quests that load in like the little NPC patrollers, time patrollers. Because I know for sure if I load in Explosion of Namek here, because that has defeating those time patrollers as like a bonus objective. Oop. Just me. No need for Trunks or anyone else. So either crash or... yeah, there it goes. So we need to figure out why it's doing that. Didn't try loading in junk data this time. Sometimes, like, it'll have a log of loading a file that's just junk, like, garbled text. That's like the directory path. I'm wondering why. Yeah, we're gonna... that's why I have these notes here. We're gonna try disabling the patch I made that does the moveset change for single player stuff. And run the game again. I can find the game. There we go. Buddha, you ever coded anything in assembly? It sucks. Things would be a lot easier if I just learned how to make like a DLL that patches the game. Almost a decade ago. Currently what I'm doing it through Chi Engine no less. Alright, so we stopped writing the code that I stored at what? Base 60. That's just click now. Okay, so 12 years ago. An automated RC car, yo. That sounds sick. Way better than what I'm doing. I'm just doing this to make the game do something slightly different. I say slightly and then... but I'm like patching like 8 different things inside the game. I patch it to stop reverting a value to 0. Another patch to get the proper values on the character select screen. Fixing the values once it starts loading like the actual game files. And then changing like the pointers for like 3 of them. While also changing how it reads the VFX ID so that visuals actually appear. Alright, let's see if that patch was the cause. If it is, I need to think of a different way to get the moveset mod working for, like, single-player quests. We'll go you. We'll either crash or infinitely load. Crash. Okay, so it wasn't the single-player patch. Is it going to show me the garbage data? No. It's after it tries loading the... Where is Sora, you tell me? Why does it not want to work? It's loading... Whis? Oh, right, because I have Whis as my mentor. Alright, so that makes sense. And it's loading... a Freezer race, a female Saiyan... and a male Earthling as the opponent. This properly update? That does seem right. It did. Freezer race thing. It's failing whenever it reads stuff for either the Saiyan male or Earthling male. But it reads the human female one. Reads Frieza. Reads Goku. Gets there. Gets here. Ah. Alright, so if it wasn't this patch that that caused it. Alright, and then a separate version, I mean. Well, basically. If it wasn't this, then what is it? Here, what if we... What if we just... For now... remove changing all of the files. Let it do, like, the stuff to... set up what I need to start changing the files, but let's not actually try changing them and see what happens. Oh, I forgot this song is like not even looped right. I need to remake it. Skip that. Oh yeah, Red Buddha, you see the new vampire crawlers that the Survivors devs are making? A trailer my friend showed me the other day. By the other day, I mean like 30 minutes ago. Before I started stream. It looks cool. I want to play it. Balloon Survivors? Oh, is that what that was? Is that what the little tweet with the little monkey guy like popping out and walking around was for? Yes, that does. I thought it was they're just announcing like a new like balloons like unit thing, but I guess Survivors makes more sense. I'll post the trailer that I saw on the non-rando gaming channel. Let me look again. What patches do we even have loaded here? The setup, the costume fix, which doesn't matter. It's not going to do anything because the value is always going to be 0. Vampire Survivors Dungeon. That's what it looks like to me, yeah? The way you, like, move forward and stuff. Looks like as, like, some bosses you end up fighting. It looks cool. I definitely want to try it out. Yeah, just showing the base moveset now because I'm not actually changing anything. Oops. If it crashes, we get to play a fun game of... Oh, this is the wrong quest. I need to load quest 23. If it crashes even with these patches that should basically alter nothing, then I get to play a fun game of debugging and stepping through code line by line. Yeah, 23. This done. Okay, it loaded, so... It's one of my file patches. Yeah, loaded a freezer race, create a character. Along with a whole bunch of effects for like auras and skills and whatnot. Okay. So this probably fine. I think we can... I don't want to rewrite that, but I think we'll keep this just in case. This unused version. Let's call it alt. Guess I need to swap to it later. So one of these. I think obviously it's the CMS change, right? It has to be. Yeah, we'll just game. Wow. 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 How hard is it to code in C++? Do I need a code in C++? Can I just code in freaking C# to make a patching DLL? Probably not. Do I really have to like pull out Ghidra and deconstruct the game to find a correct stuff to hook into? It might make things easier. What would be easier about it is that I wouldn't need to like fix these patches every single time. Plus, I wouldn't need to actually hook into things. The way the mod patcher works with these like XML files is that I can find the address with the XML, use the actual hook function the whole setup has, so it is the CMS. Why? But if I use the hook function, it's probably gonna... I would need to patch the actual patcher DLL and not... Anyway. Maybe someday when I get over my fear of C++, I'll do things properly. Alright, so what about you is wrong? Forgot to delete the 9. Paste that in. Okay, didn't move anything. The addresses look correct. Is it that I'm putting the character ID back to normal before returning things? But then why would it still work for single player? Maybe... Well, no. Let me... I'll try two things, rather. Here, let me... Breakpoint to start, and a breakpoint where I'm doing a check to see if it's actually something I should load. Just trying to think, got this correctly, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. Oh, great. How far do I have to scroll before I find what I want? Data. Isn't it you? Yeah, there it is. This is what we hook. Like 3 here. Easier to find manually. Right, test. Jump equal. Some moves. RC9 minus 07. Yeah, okay. So this patch. Follow here, yeah. And then jump. Just here, whatever. Trunks. Alright. So So things I want to check. I guess mostly just these rather. When we'll get to then when we're about to jump here. Okay, what's the only thing that changed is, well, cause RBP is 0. Okay, no, REX changes because this is getting loaded into it. Okay, so that should be... Everything else is correct. Right here, when this one here for like an actual file. Or actually, let's try something. If this is my character ID 65. Here, let's make this a bit easier. Loads files for like the character twice for some reason. Not too sure why. That's Frieza, which should load fine. That 0 is Goku. Alright, 6B. That's that's an NPC patroller. If I just force this to always jump instead of jump equals, it's originally supposed to be, so that gets here and then it just does all the normal stuff anyway, no matter what. Yeah. And 67 is another patroller. Oh, and it loads fine. Okay, yeah. So the issue is when it's trying to load, like NPC patrollers. But why? Why? Oh, did I... Huh? But... Huh? 66 is... doing what? 102? That's sane male. Right, it's human male. Human female. Sane male, sane female. Was it Namekian or Frieza? I think it was Namekian, Frieza, Majin male, Majin female? Yeah. Why is it loading Saiyan male? Right, where do you end up getting data from? Well, yeah, but player ID 2. That doesn't seem correct. Look at the player list we have. And there's me, player 1. Nothing as player 2. But I'd be ID 1. The ID 2. So we can't rely... I need to find a... Maybe I need to find a different way to get what the player ID should be. Because... P6 here... You know what? Player list... If I put 74 here, that should give me, yeah. How awful. Is it actual bytes or... Oh, not 140, 1FO. Here, copy that. Where'd I get 140 from? There we go. Okay. I want... Oh... Forest 25, that's Frieza. Here, just do this now to make my life easier. For the future. Oh... Goku's loaded in... Oh, because I didn't adjust it by 1FO, because I'm stupid. There, go. There's 107. I believe the player list contains up to 13 different things. A 11, 12, 14? 14. That's a lot of freaking players. Ta-da. There is riveting content. Yeah. We're almost done here. Ta-da. Whatever. Browse. 13, 14. That's it. Oops, we had 13. I just put it in the wrong thing. So one more. Alright, so we have me. 2 empty slots where I would put allies, I think? Yeah. You can pick up to 3 characters. You and then 2 allies. Then we got P for 25. My YouTube tabs. Don't look at how many YouTube tabs I had. I have a bad habit of opening a YouTube video like, oh, this might be fun to watch. And then, just not watching it. And then I just keep tabs open for days. Manage storage, you're running out. Nah. You do that a lot. Here we go, this is what I was looking at. ID list. So character 25 would be 19 and X, yeah. So that's Frieza, who we're fighting. Zero's Goku, an NPC that I think can appear. Like, randomly. I have Whis as a partner, apparently. And I know that your partners, or mentors, rather, can appear as supports if you get down, like, low HP, like struggling with a quest. Where the hell is Whis' ID? I think it was a Xenoverse. Yeah, okay. 4165. Does he even show up in the player list? Oh, see, maybe he gets loaded in like whenever you actually proc him. First, I thought maybe it loaded it an ID and start here. Oh, his mentor ID is actually different, isn't it? His character ID is like 41, but his mentor ID is 25. Which would be 19. Maybe, huh. Bit of a coincidence there. I think he's just loaded in. If you happen to activate the conditions for him spawning in. Right, ignore that. What we're not ignoring is ID 66, which is 103, I believe. No, 102. Alright, so it's a character that just isn't actually in the quest. Not in player list after. Is he in player list before that? Because that's the one I check for getting these IDs correct, is it? EFDEO? No, we check player list after. Oh, is he? We got that. Player 2 empty, player 3 empty. Player 4 also empty? Maybe these don't work the exact way I think they... Player 1, 2, 5. Where are you even loading from? Loading a mouse saying thing. This is probably why this crashes. What would be the best way to handle this then? Because when it comes to the NPC town patrollers coming in, they should always, no matter what, be loading their default moveset. They shouldn't have any sort of custom moveset applied to them. That screenshot I took. This is when it was loading my... Yeah, that's just an index, the maximum count, offset, character ID. RSI... It's just where it's storing like temp data that gets overwritten with a bunch of garbage. RBP... Like... RBP 0, that's gonna give me nothing. Alright. 102. Like, my first thought... Okay, this just all seems like... data that wouldn't tell me anything. My first thought was to just... cycle through the player list and see if like the character ID it's trying to load matches any of them in the player list, and then if it doesn't, then just skip doing anything with it entirely. But what if I did pick like a sane male character? Then it would still go through. I need something more. It seems to be showing like 2 as like the what I defined as a player ID, but that isn't right. Here, oh, this is a jump back to go to any. That's gonna restore what normal garbage. You get the player ID inside RDX. When do you do that? This it's looping through at this. Yeah, this is how it checks the CMS before we start checking it again. Why am I grabbing a water bottle? Where's my coffee? I need coffee more than I need water. This triggers, then it doesn't even try loading anything from the CMS. Hold on. Okay, no. So this isn't triggering and just fast forwarding up to this point. RD... it's already set before it even appears in here. It looks like SI, RAX. Wait, where are you getting the player ID from? What calls you? This? We can do that. Before this point. The hell? This? The pointer at R50. not put a breakpoint? Or this different. It's... Oh, whatever. By this point, R15 is where it's getting the pointer from. Which is this. God, similar things. Or like different parts of like the freaking animation files and whatnot. But it seems that R15 is what contains the... Wow, what the hell is it doing up here? Where do you get R15 from, anyway? From here? Doesn't look like it. Here? Pushing R15, so probably not. Easier to see here. I don't think it is. Oh, I think that's a bit further up this chain. Anyway, man. There's gotta be something here. Like if I just... delete that. Let's go back to where I was here. Howdy. Howdy, Primal. What am I in the process of modding? The equipable movesets, like, patch that I have. Right now, it's crashing whenever you're loading into a quest with the NPC, like, time controllers that you can fight. I think I know why. I just don't know what I should be doing about it. We get to this point, R15. Yeah, then we get to 7. R15 is exactly the same. R15 is still the same. Just gotta... Keeping the first few bytes of R15 here, like, solid. Okay, let me back to characters. Don't I check for R15 being a certain value? But I also... Could this be, instead of a not equal, just like below? Oh, whoops. X editor. Hmm. Would it be possible to use Goku Black moveset like his base forms? If you make a mod for that, there, it's supposed to be jumpy. If you make a mod for it, that's like set up in the way my patch expects it, like the data to be set up, then yeah. Let me just compare to like random number 5. And then jump. Jump it below. I doubt that would fix it. Oh, my mod is like you install movesets in like a specific way, and then you can equip them on your different presets or one of the game menus. That's why as I cycle through like the presets here, the animation changes because I equipped a different moveset on each of them. Equipped a different moveset. There we go. This preset, and then this one. This Frieza race character has a few different ones. This Majin here has a couple. The only moves I use from Assistant is Rose Goku Black, but not his base form moveset. Isn't base form Goku Black just Goku? The modded Majin is my friend Richo. I am in the revamp Victory Road thing. That's RR43 here. But I think I'm in this outfit and not the standard armor that I usually wear. Yeah, well, wasn't supposed to be a difficult thing anyway. You're like doing like 50 back-to-back battles or something. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. Here, we do this. Put a breakpoint here again. Load into the quest. It's all good. Let it load the files for my character. Let it load the files for Frieza. Load the files for Goku. Then it gets to here. R15 isn't 0, which... Well, RBP is 0, so we can skip looking at data for that. There we go. R15 isn't 0, and that's where it's grabbing this ID from. Here we see that it's character ID 5, which should mean 6 here. 107, that's what 6B is? Yeah. Not out of the realm of what's you can do. I would probably run through this. But as it runs through, it should get to this part of the code at least. Before it sees something is wrong, right? It goes through here, checks if it's a created character, it is. Checks if BP is 0, it's not. Then it loads in the offset for the player list after. and checks this to see if it's empty. It's not empty, which means this list is initialized. Compares R15 to like 5 or whatever. Oh, not jump below, jump above. Then we get to this code. Wonder when the next revamp update will be. It's hard to say. There's a lot of things to update for revamp. It's a pretty big mod. Not only that, but the recent update that added new stuff for this DLC, Future Saga 3, changed a few of the file types in the game, and that makes things a bit harder to update. Okay, so what is it doing? It's loading what the player ID is. And it loads it into R10, player ID 5. This is actually the player ID whenever we're loading character. Before it like loads the actual quest. Still use it. There has to be a better way to... player ID. We'll just search for that as we try searching for a new way. Anyway, it's not above 5, so we continue. We're loading clear list afters offset. Yeah. Alright, and then we get here. +8. And we're comparing this... we compare it to 7, because that's as high as the save slots would go anyway. This is like a save slot thing. Is there anything else about this character that can be used as like info to tell that it's not an actual player character, that it's an NPC rather? Because we go to me right here, my character. Yeah, let's move that to the side. See bald Great Ape Nappa again. Bald Great Ape Nappa is amazing. One of my favorite things. Revamp is great. It brings a lot of like nice replayability and fun to the game again. Did I not copy? Forgot to copy the last bits of player. I had a friend who played through like base game Xenoverse like a few times and had already been bored with the game and whatnot. And when the 5.0 like updates for Revamp came out, he tried Revamp for the first time, like with that, and had like absolute blast. Oh right, yeah, these are. This character has a QQ bang equip. I guess that makes sense. It's a NPC pulled off of online. This one's marked with 10. Well, this one's marked with 7. That's about... Marked as level 26? Marked as 2, is that like enemy team? Just wonder when Legend Patrol will be handled. That one... I feel like Legend Patrol already works in Revamp. If not, it'll probably be... probably a while, honestly. That's like doing the whole game again, almost. Plus, it's... I think it's a bit tricky with how the cutscenes are handled in Xenoverse 1. Like, a lot of the stuff is actually pre-rendered, even though it looks like it's being rendered in-game. Yadro will be showing up. I don't know. Could be fun. Could be cool. I like how I can just pull out the stat spreads of these characters. Oh, with 200. Yeah, there's no way you're level 26. Maybe I'm wrong about how that value is used. Anyway... I don't think there's anything I can gain from... the best I can do, if I know that we're checking a character from the player list anyway, is to either check this, the save slot ID, which should always be -1, or check the moves that... or rather, the costume ID, which we use for the moveset ID, and check if it's 0, because then we should be skipping this anyway. Maybe we ignore... Alright, maybe we try that. As like a backup. We check R1104 and check if it's 0. And then just do a jump if equal. As we do that, it should jump, be restoring things. Which seems correct. And it should keep doing that for the rest of the files. Yeah. How about when it gets to the secondary set of files? Oh. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, because RBP, right. Now you get to this point. What character were you? Oh, 6B, yeah. What save were... run again. Shows you as like... Oh no, we're still on player 6, right. Because it loads files twice. Alright, now we're here. RBP is 0, so that gets skipped anyway. Now we're here. We're at player 6, so... we should get as far as here. It checks what player we're looking at. We're looking at 6 above, so it... R11 into RB... is that something that's causing issues, actually? What is R11? That's probably why it's causing... What am I doing here? Hold on. What am I doing with, moving R11 into RBX? We want to move R9 into RAX, right? Or that doesn't matter because we're using like RAX for something else, so we don't care about that. Why am I... Hold on. Oh, we're R11 being moved into RBX is at... That only matters if we found the correct offset. Right? Right, because then it starts going through and looking for, and then it stores that in R11. And that... Okay, so I think that's the issue. So if we change this to instead... jump here, since it's moving R9 to RBX anyway, and then it's not using R11. Oops, I fully erased the other thing. Alright. I edited a wrong thing, didn't I? Here, go back to comparing. Compare R11. Hold on. I'm getting confused. Just go up here, up to 837. And just start restoring your garbage. At that point, you have that. Alright. Again, from the top. Okay, so we go through this. Cast character, RBP is not 0. Move. Oh yeah, we're checking if player list after has already been initialized, and it has. Compare R15 to 5, the random arbitrary value. That's probably going to cause a bug later, but until I find a crash with it, we'll keep it as is. Alright, so that's good. Get the current player ID. It is above. Ow. It's here. What do you mean? There we go. It's above 5, so we go up here to start restoring things instead of... If it's not above, then we go grab the stuff, which... And then at RE11, we would have been like... Only 6, right? Probably would have been here, because it's... Clarity 67, yeah. We would have gone here. Looked at for... checked if it was equal. Here, I think we can keep this as A and then check for -1. Keep that as it was. Right? No, it's probably better to check the costume ID, since ideally I would probably be checking both, right? But no, check the costume ID for 0, because if it's 0, that causes more problems. If I accidentally use it as a moveset ID, because moveset ID 0 shouldn't be a thing. Okay, and then... Yeah, okay. Alright, I think that might solve my issues. Copy things up to here. I think there's no garbage files it's trying to load, but that's already a good thing. I think that might have just been it. I think we were just jumping to the wrong location, which would be here, instead of up here, or not up here to like fully do things. 37, right? Come on, jump above. Nope, I am still jumping to the wrong thing. I gotta jump to 37, not 60. Same thing for here, not 60. 37. That's why that's... You know what? Just jump over here to 96 then. It's a double jump kind of thing. Whatever, it works. Code be all messy, but if it works, if it's good enough, who cares? That doesn't seem right. I'm missing 20 bytes. By 20, I mean 32. There we go. Where's my... So... Where am I? From here, and then you just restore things. Moving things to EAX. Okay, it loaded into quest this time. Good. No garbage data to have been found. Loaded moveset files correctly. Loading skills for like the Majin, like Time Patroller that's out here somewhere. Oh, but my outfit is not correct. We're gonna have to check that later. For now... For now, RBP 0, so that's not gonna do anything. But this would still end up passing. Okay, do other checks. RBP isn't 0. Let's see if the player list has been used. We'll just copy. Why is it loading a character like after the quest is already open? What's up with that? We definitely have data on R15. Arrow. Knock that out for the time being. Just gonna load that and not worry. Why did you not load your correct creep? For you, I'll be fine up to the start of this. Oh, probably because I was, like, messing with things. See, as far as I know, for the startup process here, I probably actually want to look at this and see if there's anything useful I can do. There's a 9 in my data. Oh, because that's the preset. That's the costume index, isn't it? Okay, well... Undo that. Here, we'll just let it run through... like, the pre-battle load. I wonder. How about you at 6? Alright, okay. It was because I was... like, breaking things at the start to do some tests. Right, now we're loading you. I have the suspicion that this is a preset ID. It might always be... I might be able to do something with that. But for now, we need a... place code that does nothing. So that it doesn't crash and I could do another quick test. Alright, if I... because my thought now is around here. No, around here, I load up the player list, and then based on the player ID, like, I go through and get the data here to check what the costume ID is from this location. But if R15 has the moveset info anyway, here, unbreak that. Player list before. Or actually, no. New scan. Select the character there, look for hex value 65. Change it to be Trunks, look for value 1A. There we go, here's what I wanted to look at. So, looking at this, if we choose a different preset, like, let's say Future Gohan. That should be 4. Let's look for something a bit higher than that. Like, what was a higher preset value? I think Fidel? That's 7. Move this off to the side where I could see it, and I could IDs are as I cycle through. 9, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will just go with this one then, which is moveset ID 8. Using that, our BP is 0, so we don't care here. What if we looked at this? That is 8. Okay. What if I do that? Wondering if I should keep this system loading from the player after. Well, it relies on what the player ID is. Assuming we get through that anyway. That's gonna be a little messier, but alright, what if we... EO, that gonna be enough? It's a pretty basic check. Let's see, we... Well, actually, we... Very simple check. If there's actually a pointer in R15, then what we want to do is... compare the pointer of R15... or... oops. Up. Parentheses, brackets. Compare that to 0. Oh, scuff, dude. Then if it is... jump to there, else we continue... our jump over here where it wants to go. Oh, that one notch just so it's a little bit prettier. Okay. It's just actually decent. Alright, 7... FO. This can still be a jump to 800 since that's where it kinda starts, but here I'm gonna start writing the code at 7 FO. an extra 10, but... Okay, just copy that. Paste that in there. Okay. Should be fine. I think that's where my old patch, like, started getting written to anyway. Ah, I shouldn't have reloaded it. Do I even still have an old version of this patch? Oh yeah, it used to write a 7FO anyway, so we're good. Get that up. That's... So... We do this, check if it's a created character, check if RBP is 0, it's not. Compare... Or check if the player list after has been initialized. It has. Player list of 5, not really sure why I'm using 5. It's above. Alright, so now let's check R15. And this is my created character, 65, yeah? Okay. So now we're checking R15 4 to 0. We don't want to jump above, we want to jump. Time to recopy all this. I messed up. 7. Why do we keep minimizing? Get back over here. Oops. I guess a jump above would still have worked anyway, right? Like, if it's not 0, it's always gonna be above that. So this would have triggered anyway. Whatever. Might as well make it look proper. So, it's not equal to 0. So now we jump over here. Do other garbage. Alright, let's assume it loads properly for all of the little time patroller guys and whatnot. Oh, I was about to check the log just in case because it was taking a little long. But everything looks fine. Alright, then we have a breakpoint again. Yeah, my outfit and moveset are loaded. Unleash your power. Alright, and now we get here where it's loading some sort of character after. Like the quest has already started. Like we go through all this. RBP 0, so that's not gonna run anyway. Now it's 1. Check if it's a cast character or a created character. It is, so we continue. RBP is not 0, so we continue. Check a player list after it's been initialized. It has, so we continue. Check if this is like above 5. It is, so we jump here. If it wasn't, then yeah, we fall through and just continue the original code. Alright, then we check if this is 0, it's equal, so then we do the restore code anyway. So let's see, looking at the player log. Oops. Okay, just let it run. Game didn't crash. Game is still working fine. But what the hell did you even load? Here, don't let it load. 1706. Alright. And reload. What did even load? Like after the battle was started. A Saiyan Male character? Vegeta? Wait, why? Why are you loading Vegeta? Oh, wait. No, that makes sense. Vegeta, I think... Saiyan Males use Vegeta's... Either that or written it that way. Anyway. Yeah, let's kick Frieza's ass so that we can get the temp controller to show up just in case. Getting hit by that, you idiot? Oh yeah, there they are. They look like they have the default moveset. That's like the basic dance. They look like they have the stance too. Okay. Let's do a few, like, past battles real quick. Let me get my controller so it's easier on me. But I think we got the bugs sorted out. We tested sound effects and, not connect to server. Oh, probably because I had to freaking game in a freaking breakpoint for 10 minutes straight or something. Yeah, let's try a 3v3. You in like that. Let's have you in here with your Gohan. Have you with whatever moveset that is. I think it's Broly again. You know what? Yeah. Let's have you with the Bardock moveset. Then you even have a moveset? No, the Melmajins don't have movesets, right? So you then. One of your last presets. Yeah, there we go. Don't crash. I will cry. Alright, looking good so far. If it's made it to this screen. Yeah, it all looks good. I don't think I have Goku Black. Or maybe I have Rose as a moveset, like one of the test movesets I added. Alright, the game didn't crash. And they all look like they have their movesets. Yeah, that's definitely not their normal grab. It's Bardock's. It's just Goku's. Like, I might as well show how you equip the movesets to begin with. Like, what my patch does is... it looks at the fixed chat for quests. Like, my mod changes, like, the text descriptions. And then adds, like, example movesets. Bardock, Broly, Android, Gohan, Ginyu, Baby, Videl, Turles, Vegeta, Zarbon. Okay, so I don't have Goku Poke Black as a moveset. Have these. But yeah, editing this top one would be like your main preset, and then preset 1, preset 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This one says Vegeta, but I replaced the files with Supreme Kai's moveset to test like visual effects actually appearing. I can change my base moveset. Well, Android 13. Alright, let's load into his story quest and make sure that still works. Do they replace Super Soul and Ultimate moves? They do not. Like, what my patch does is basically, like I said, like, fix chat. You know how you can, like, have different, like, little things you can say while fighting someone? Well, there was one for having different things to say, like, whenever you're in a quest. But I decided to replace that with it being instead just used as a menu to equip different movesets like you would as skills. Like, if you go to customize and change equipment, you can still set your, like, outfit stuff, change skill set your, like, skills, which I have nothing equipped because I'm garbage. But yeah, all my skills are, like, empty because, like, I used to have modded skills on, and it just removed them. Because I don't have the mods installed anymore. Like, what if we just put some stuff on, I like Pendulum Bolt. Hyper Movement? Sure. Actually, I have skills equipped. Did I make Ultra Instinct moveset? I did not. What moveset did I have equipped? Hold on, let me double check that things are actually gonna load correctly. Android 13, right? I got a little distracted. Yeah, Android 13 as my main preset moveset. Okay. So that's the one that should load into the quest. Wish this fade out was shorter. Okay, no crashes. So many loading screens for this. Ah, this looks like Android 13, yeah. I believe Akira. I don't know if Akira was the one that actually drew it, but it is nice to have, like, official art of my character, yeah. I never expected to, like, actually win a spot in, like, the fashion contest when I submitted my screenshots. Like, I saw it was a thing and I figured, alright. I might as well just take a couple pictures and post them. See what happens. Pretty cool. I made sure to save that. I could get it from the game and call it save it. I should hold on. So I think things are finally working. I don't think there's, to my knowledge, any more bugs to mess with. I want to check the story quest where Ginyu swaps bodies with you, though. I want to see what the game does in that instance. There, for that, let's actually just play with the game. Like actual volume and whatnot. Only it was actual artwork could have been made inside. I feel like there was some content. Maybe it was only for Xenoverse 1, but I remember something about some people getting like little acrylic stands of their characters. Like it wasn't a 3D thing. It was like a flat like sheet of plastic, but it had like their character art on it. That like an actual physical thing like that would have been cool. You need 4 strikes? Which one of these? Barry swaps bodies with wrongs. Does Ginyu not swap? Is that only like a Legend Patrol thing? Was it only in that he swaps bodies with your character? It was in Xenoverse 1. Well, I have the Legend Patrol. I just don't know if I have like any of the Legend Patrol quests marked as complete. Yo, howdy Pem. Alright, it is. I do have all of them. Of course, they wouldn't have your character in a screenshot here. Take back history in your body. Alright, let's see what happens here. I'm hoping it doesn't crash. I'm assuming what should happen, I think, is the Ginyu in your body should have the default race moveset. It would be pretty cool if it loads the custom moveset I have equipped, though. Android 13's, I believe it is.
He really?
Oh, he does have Android 13's moveset.
He really switched bodies?
That's actually kind of
Looks
sick.
like he gathered the Dragon Balls. Thanks. Now we have to defeat him. So
Alright, never mind. That actually works way better than I thought it would. Do you know how to use that moveset? I think he sure is trying. Alright. Dump Captain Ginyu portrait. That actually work? Did that actually dump the Midge as a bitmap? Oh, it actually did! It just actually just dumped the straight up texture. The EMB. It looks a little wider than usual. Alright. I don't think there's any other instances where your body's taken from you, or you end up having your, like, character fight as a CPU. That might be the only time.
An extra special class is about to
Mind control? Ah, right. Whenever you're doing like an expert mission, right? I think the expert mission tutorial should have that, right? Hope the full form of Demon God Demigra becomes playable eventually. I don't think they're ever gonna let final form Demigra be playable. I think they already gave us the most that they're willing to give, which is Demigra, but as like a character in either the photo mode or in the Crystal Raid battles. That's Foo's like thing. I think I have to go to this orb. I was going over there because that's where the tutorial like pops up, but I think they all get merged into this one right after. Yeah. I believe it's Turles that mind controls you. Oh no, maybe it is this one, Brainwash attacks. Temp could do many things, but I don't think playable Demigra, like Demon God Demigra, is on there. I feel like you'd be hard to balance. Alright, so let's go with... Let's go with 17. It's Vidal's moveset here. I'm assuming since it's not gonna be player 1... 6? Actually, hold. Where... Yeah, it's not loading in any of the, like, playerless slots, my character ID. Oh, either... I wonder how that works. Does the Brainwash, like, NPC it spawns load from player 1's data? Uh, Hmm... There's me. It did a loading screen. I wonder if the loading screen... No? Are you gonna be Earthling moveset or actual... Okay, yeah. It just loads the default moveset for the mind-controlled version. I think for the version of me that's, like, in control, that's, like, still in the arena, that should have my custom moveset still on it. But the one I fight in, like, the mind realm seems to have the default Earthling moveset, which is about what I expected. Okay. Alright, I think I'm finally finished with this patch. It works in story quests. It doesn't crash in parallel quests with the extra idiots spawning in. In fact, we can try that one more time just to be sure. 3v3s work, which I assume also means 2v2s work. Let's, go ahead and just... Alright, let's go with 3 different races. Just pick some random characters with, custom movesets. Oh, I already tested it online against one of my friends earlier. And by earlier, I mean like yesterday. It works online. There was just a bug with costumes that I needed to fix, which should be fixed. I should probably test it again to be sure. Yep, they do have the movesets equipped.
On the other hand, be fearful of my most glorious
Oops.
form. Let me praise you
Gotta
before
speed
you
this up.
die. The power you showed was quite amazing. You would have been the greatest in the universe if only I wasn't around. How dare you!
Material item. Where's my Dragon Ball?
Lose!
Equipment. Clap, clap, clap.
Bravo!
Wow, look at all the things I can actually get because I save it in my stuff to have like max of everything. Alright. Okay. Just messaging a friend there. Bug and revamp. Yay, Goku Black and a custom character key for Goku Black. So we're overlapping the space they use, so the custom key for Goku Black wasn't showing up.
Greetings.
Not sure what to tell you about that. I don't normally deal with actually putting the quest together and whatnot. I just help out with the patches. Good. Show me 13.
Moving out.
Yeah, I wanna...
Uh-oh.
Oops. And this like back hit that just shoots a key blast out that 13 has, I really like. Almost surprised that actually 1 appears, but 2 actually has like the correct visual effects for it. Aw, not fast enough. Really wish they gave us... Actually, the daytime version of this, where it's not all destroyed, and the version that has, like, Shenron just hanging out in the, like, little town there. Also, like, the little TV, like, floating island thing that's, like, usually over there. Don't hit me. Leave me alone. Like, there's a little island that's usually behind the school. Adding that back in might be kind of cool. To the point. Tried to get it where it's like covering an eye. That's kind of good. Yes. Tauntaun TV, yeah, that's the name of it. Alright. So, after spending like... how many days? Oh... Oh, you know what? When they drew that art, I appreciate that they made the hat and the coat the same color. Because you... you can't do that in the game. Funny little thing. But I was just saying, I spent like probably the past week just completely rewriting that moveset patch. As I probably want to check with my friend to help me test online again. I think update is good. Visual effects load in correctly again. Reconfirm that, I guess, as one last thing to test. Extra testing never hurts. It was Vegeta. Visual effects work, sound effects work. Obviously, appears on the character select again. Before this didn't work. So I'm happy that I was able to get that working again. So it's easier to tell what moveset is on each preset. Quests seem to work, even quests where you're not even controlling your body anymore. Very fun to see Ginyu in my body using my moveset as well. The Peril quest that spawn like the time controllers, yeah, there's the visual effects working. Do I know what Iggy is used for? Quest dialogue select. Quest dialogue select? I'm not sure what you mean by that quest. Like selecting... like in the new, like, Broly Chilai stuff, where you select, like, a dialogue option. Oh, you mean... the menu for this. I knew it once. I actually edited it not too long ago, or not too long ago. Probably a little bit a while ago. But I did do an edit to the Iggy for changing the... where it has like the button inputs to instead say preset like 0, preset 1, etc. I wonder if I still have that. Opening this menu right now probably had it show up here. No? Oh, okay, there we go. It just didn't reload. Still no? Oh, not that. Avatar list? Avatar comment. That seems more like it. Where did I save my Iggy edit. Why do I have like a billion things called called new folder? This actually the edit I made? What if it reloads the thing each time? Where's this? Data UI Iggy? Data UI... Avatar comment. Iggy with Iggy text? That's not gonna make it load from the thing. Why do you have to constantly load stuff? And I think once it's marked as being in the CPK, it's game just upset us there. I'm gonna reboot the game just to make sure that I actually saved all the correct changes. Which means loading that quest one more time. If I click on the exe to boot the game, you can do the test one more time. If I... Task manager? The game open right now, or what? Did Alt F4ing leave part of the game running and it's in the background? Must change. Oh, is... did I accident? Alright, now run. Thank you. It's... I was going way out of bounds for a patch. Oops. We love typos. Restarting the game was good. I caught a bug. I want to learn... I want to know how to play a video inside of Iggy. In the same way that Breakers does for their skill previews and the title screen. Because that, like, flame thing they have in the background of their title screen is a video file it's playing. From, like, the CPK. Creating, like, a custom looping, like, title screen background would be really sick. Huh? Ah. Did I not put in the right file in the Iggy folder? Data UI Iggy. Did not avatar comment? Where... No, it's loading that. Maybe this isn't the one I edited. Where is it? Old stuff. Look in one of the billion freaking data folders I have backed up. I don't think it's in here. How about in this data folder? No UI folder in that one. How about this one? There's a UI folder in it. That's avatar list. I don't think that's it. Or maybe it is. 'Cause it's loaded right after. Oh, this one's listed moveset test and has a billion avatar comment. As well as avatar list. Hold on. Alright, so... which is the latest model? Avatar comment. So if we copy that... place it in here. There we go. It's the... I was able to, like, separate both of these differently. Which is probably something I will do if I end up adding this to, like, part of the example thing. Like, originally, I have both of these saying, like, preset 0 through 7. I'll probably change preset 0 to be something else. Probably just, like, main. Then preset 1 through 7. Originally, I was going to use this section for auras, but replacing the, like, actual, like, battle messages for auras I didn't like, so I decided against it. For quests, ain't no one doing PQs online with mods, I think. Not normally, it's like, I think it's a pretty niche thing, so I decided this would be the best way to do it. The thing I was having trouble with was, one, I wanted preset, like the name preset number, whatever, to be on the rightmost side of, like, the little box here. So it's not so close, but I guess it still works out here. Either that or, like, centered. There was that, and another thing I couldn't figure out was, getting it to, like, change the text color to black whenever the button is highlighted, so that it's easier to see. That's the one thing I couldn't do. Actually, thinking about it, hold on. Alright, that's another... Could I do this without the edit? I feel like that was something I had to patch in, being able to use, like, what is basically like the same chat message on multiple presets. I feel like that it was grayed out if you tried to do that. Hold on, if I put the original back in, which I think I have saved in this folder. Add this back in. Huh? Did that just always work? Like that? Why did I feel like it was different? Maybe I was looking at something else. Pretty sure you're using... Or you're pretty sure using Super and Iggy allows you to access functions in the parent class. The Iggy extends, so you might be able to access more functions like loading videos. Aha. You have no idea how Iggy's and Iggy texts are linked. I remember the way Breaker, like... Oh yeah, the Breakers just loads like what's the video format called in this stupid game? But whatever it is, it just loads like the actual like video. It doesn't load anything from like Iggy text or whatever. It would be great if we had like an actual real way of editing Iggy's to add like to like edit like the animations inside of them. Like you see in the background here, like the spinning stuff around customize and whatnot. Being able to add like more elements like that or edit the existing ones would be great. Would be pretty fun. Too bad that freaking Iggy is old as hell, so it's... I guess even if you had like the money to license it or something, I don't think you really can anymore. I don't know. You need like a whole plugin or something. Get things going. Oh well, oh well. Wait, I'm not... No, LB was working on something Iggy related, so maybe it's only dropped something. I mean, he did get the stage collision stuff working. Something that, what was it, Olganix? Like, tried before. I believe he was the one who made, like, the original, like, stage, like, collision stuff, but it was, like, primitive shapes, like cubes and cylinders. Eternity actually made it, like, something that created collisions that actually conformed to the shape of, like, the stage model, and that's badass. That's amazing. I didn't think something like that was ever gonna happen, so who knows, maybe LB... If someone could figure out Iggy stuff, it would be LB, I think. We need more crazy people in Xenoverse modding. Like how like, you have LB with all its nice tools, getting stage collection stuff, you got Eternity with the patcher, kinda got me, I guess, with doing dumb shit, like... the dynamic, like, transformation stuff, and the... and I guess the moveset thing that I did for fun. That seems to be working now. We'll do another test to make sure I even save the changes I did before that got the quests working. The repo for Xenoverse 2 tools. Testing code for parsing Iggy files to XML, but it doesn't serialize back. Aww. I wonder how on Iggy XML look. I do have the source code. I could probably just compile it and then see what that looks like. Oh right, I changed my preset 0 to like the base moveset. I was like, why isn't it working? Hold on.
Yes, I'm ready.
Oops, I don't want Trunks with me. Get out of here. Might compile it and take a look at that. Also, I remember, I don't know if it was you, but maybe, or someone else, but thinking of removing, like, the loading text from the loading screen. I think it might be cool to port the animation from Breakers, like, over to, like, the Breakers loading screen. It's like what, it's like a bunch of, like, Dragon Balls or something spinning. Looks cool. Could probably customize it with, like, different textures. I wonder how that works. Is it? I think it's a separate Iggy, but that's just like the little loading screen animation. So maybe it'd be easy. If you want to get into cool stuff like E patches, but can't I had around ASM pointers and all that. It's... I was gonna say it's not that bad, but... maybe that's just because I'm... this is my own code that I understand. Like, real, I just set breakpoints in like actual game files. Like, to get started on this, I searched for where the CMS was loaded in memory, put a breakpoint on when it was reading the create a character like ID in it. And then from there, I just looked at like what references were already in memory, character IDs, the index of the CMS that it was currently at, etc. Kind of just worked from there. Loading spinners in a big E file with a lot of common textures. Ah, so it's probably not an easy replace then. That's a little unfortunate. I think in Breakers, it's literally just the Iggy with the loading, like, little deal. Modding Xenoverse is like trying to figure out Redstone. I mean, if you're just installing mods, it's not that bad. If you're trying to make your own, then it could be a little bit tough at first. And then you could turn insane like I have and write custom code and assembly that changes how the game loads files. That's basically all of my like patches do. The equippable movesets, the equippable auras, the dynamic transformations. I just look for if a value's set to a certain thing. And if it is, then change how I load the file. I don't think it's that I should probably document how my code actually works. Oh, look, this fucking stuffed. It's like edit. This used to be a longer set of opcodes, and then I just changed it to a simple test function. I mean, it works. It's not crashing. I couldn't save some bytes and make it shorter. Maybe I'll do that if I need to rewrite it again. Update it for like another game update. Free Child doesn't have access to a PC. Have access for a while, it seems. A bit sad. Oh, well, I'll just assume that everything's working correctly. Because I didn't change much about how I grab values from the character select screen, so... online should still work. I don't think there's anything else to test with it. I think I can finally put this to rest, and then maybe in a day or so I'll start working on updating the equipable movesets. Or not, did I say moveset? Equipable auras. Oh jeez. I'm melted from working on this patch for so long. I'm happy the bigger bugs are finally fixed though. Quests work, or quests with the time patrollers like work again. That's not causing random crashes. And it works online. And you can actually set custom like EPKs for the movesets again, like as intended. In the previous version, the effects loaded. Wow, that thing is loud as fuck. In the previous version, the effect file loaded, but it didn't actually use any of the IDs in it. And I figured out later that's because for some reason the game wants to compare the freaking character ID to the character the like freaking EPK was loaded for. Like, whenever you loaded the new visual effects, I would load it like it would load from a certain character ID. Like, let's say for the Supreme Time moveset, it loads files from the character in the CMS that has ID 10108. But after I would load the EPK, like after getting the correct offset, I would change the character ID back that it had in memory back to the original character ID, which in my case would be 65, 101 rather. 65 is the hex value. And then load everything else as normal. But for some reason, when you're actually in the battle, the game wants to compare the like actual moveset like ID, the 10108, to the original character ID. And I don't know, I have no idea where it even gets the moveset ID from, because I reset it back to normal after loading the effect. But after I figured that out, I just, whenever it loads an effect from the BAC, whenever it wants to, I just have the game recalculate what the freaking moveset ID should be, and then load the effect that way, so that it's actually succeeding in the comparison it's doing. It actually makes me think. Hold on, it'd be easier to test this in photo mode. One last test. Gotta think of these niche things here. It's the Xenoverse 2 source code leak. Brother. Actually, speaking of that, did you know, I think it was last month or something, there was an hour or so where there was a bug with Steam that let you download, like, hidden game depots? Did you know that was a thing? Because I didn't. I learned after that bug was already fixed. I don't think anyone with Xenoverse 2 thought to try to download the source code depot while that was going on. And I'm kind of really mad about that, dude. If I had known, that would have been the first thing I tried. The only reason I found out that was a thing that happened in the first place was because I was like watching freaking Deltarune videos, and apparently people got like a beta version of Undertale because of that like bug that happened. Oh, dude. Even if it was like source code version, or like version 1.0 of Xenoverse or something, it would have been so insane. I know that the freaking testing depot that they add for Xenoverse has way more than just the game, because that thing's like, they're like 60, 70 gigabytes large. Like freaking 4 or 5 times the size of the normal game by itself. So that has to be packed with like, not the modding tools, the actual development tools for creating all the game assets. I'm upset just thinking about it. I just love this. What I want to test is that well, first I gotta actually equip the proper time moveset on this character. But I want to see if it's in fact still properly appear as when my character is like character 2, player 2. What could have been if I was... Unknown chat text! Could have been... Apparently it didn't work for every game though, so I'm just gonna assume that it didn't work for Xenoverse and not be as mad about it. It's better that way. Pick a dark stage so it's easier to see the effects. Oh, you know what? That's a crash. Alright, cool. Good thing I tested that. Why, though? Alright, looks like I'm not done. Why, though? Hold on. But why? 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 Why crash? Hold on, why? I should have looked at the log before restarting the game. All of armors with redstone and Iron Man armor. Looks or sounds sick. Gotta make me want to play Minecraft. It's been a while. That yearly itch to play Minecraft for like 5 days straight and then drop it for another year is it's coming back pretty strong. Bow, 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 bow. Alright, it was photo mode. Hold on, let's test this normally. Is it a photo mode specific bug, or was it because I set my main guy here to, like, player 2? Okay, it seems it's because I set my main guy to player 2. But why would that cause it to crash? Alright, let's set breakpoints. Here, let's, first... Or actually, hold on. Where's the one where it reads, like, RDI? Here we go. RDI, go to here, plus like 430, something like that. There we go. This is where it stores your CSS, like character selection. Wish the game had like a static pointer where this always appears, but alas. But alas. Alright. So if we confirm you... How does it store this? Can I stretch it out to like... With? Oh. Separators? Custom alignment. 20? There it goes. Alright, so we have... I guess... Separate it again by like 4 bytes. There we go. Character ID... Or moveset ID with the original preset ID. Who knows? And then stage slot ID. So it's looking correct for that. Yeah, whatever, load it. So what do we want to check? I think we want to make sure the costume fix is actually proccing correctly. That's an 8DO. Here. We want to check... The setup seems to be working correctly because it's actually putting the moveset ID in with the original preset ID. I guess we'll put a breakpoint at the EMS loading. I think those two may be the main culprits. Because we're not crashing here, so the other patches are fine. Right, CMS loading. Vector 65 is Vector ID 1. 65. Right, they're both Earthlings that I'm loading from. RBP 0, so this isn't gonna run anyway. This part. We go through all this. Character, it's that. Move this to value player list after into R10. We go and check this. Let's get rid of the custom alignment. Yeah, there's 7 there, and there's no like extra bit here, so let's save correct. Stage slot 6, that's still correct. It was loaded. Set the separators back to 8. Checking 8 bytes ahead to make sure this is initialized, and it is. Yo, howdy howdy. DJ? I can. It's hard to read names. My other monitor. Doing well enough, I suppose. Just doing a very fun exercise with coding and assembly. Yes. So that's equal to we for that above. We check this. Compare it to 0. It's not equal, so we're allowed to ahead to here. Is where we want to be? Yeah, I think so. Because if it was equals, it would be here. Default back to the original code. Trying a new moveset in Xenoverse? Yo. I tried getting into moveset making once. You try it again. It's been a long time. It's been maybe a year, maybe a couple years. It's been a long while. They're brand new tools and stuff to make editing movesets much better. Right, RBP 0, so we don't care. So look at this. Is 7. I think it's still loading the files correctly. We double check with the log. It is indeed loading stuff like the box. It's loading Trunks' EMB? Why? Did I select Trunks instead of my own character by mistake? That can't be right. No, because we got 101, 101. Trunks. Maybe that was from the last thing we... Trunks? Maybe we ignore that for now. And we BP 0, so the first part of this gets skipped anyway. BP 1, if we check this... Yeah, this should all load fine. This is shown as character ID 3. So it'll get to the correct data here. We allow it just to go through. Do it twice for some reason. This is still 9, the correct data. It loaded correct. Did I do something weird with the... Okay, it is loading the effects and the sound effects. That's player 2. That's what I wanted to make sure happened. Did I do something wrong? Was I messing with like the pointers or something? Here, let's... Let me go back to character select. There, we're... Oops. Assume all this is correct. Okay, we'll...
Moving out.
Have Trunks load. Go up here. Hold my character again as player 2. Just loading Trunks' stuff, so it should never actually proc anything in this tier. RPP 0. That 9 shows up, so it should just load everything fine.
Better hit me with everything you have.
What was I doing where it crashed? Okay, how about this? Alright, just load that as a first character, and then load... Remove the breakpoint for now. Load this Majin where Broly's moves that. Okay, now it's triggering this code where it tries to fix the ID. Here are A... But unmove that. Like it's loading an empty character. Like I think this cycles through each player slot and just selecting an empty one to start out with. R90 in RBX. It is above, so we keep doing the fit. Then we just move EBX. While leaving R8 as it was. Yeah, that should be fine. That should do the same thing. And here we are with our custom character who has the thing. We go through that. R9 in the EB text was not above 9, rather 8, I guess. Maybe I want this to be 9 and not 8. What's this 6B? That's Smajin female. 6C is the purification form. Not above, so we do this. We shift right, so that's only in a 2, and then we move the EBX into there, and that should be fine. This again, that shouldn't run anything. Same with that. Then here's this, my character. Goes through. There's a 9, it's not above, so it shifts this value right. 7, that's the original preset ID. And it shoves that into here where it's meant to go. Alright. Then we're here. RBP 0, so that here where it goes up as 8, which is set ID. That looks correct. We allow that to happen. 0 again, skip that. Look at R50. Still good, still correct. We'll let it load all that. And now we're at 6B, RBP 0, so we skip that. Moveset IDs correctly in there. And this is player 3 as it quickly. So this should load. So show them up correctly. Maybe it's purification form? Was that one of the issues before? I don't think this character has purification. Yeah, potential unleashed on all of these except that. But that doesn't have a moveset equipped. There, what happens if we select a save with purification? Then it technically loads a third character. Does nothing because of 0, that. Like, we tested this code. This code is fine. If it wasn't, it would have crashed right there. Alright, 6B, so it's loading the female margin first, as usual. This still seems to be correct. And now it's 6C. RBP does nothing. Now we're here. If we look at this... But would it have shared think this should be fine. Yeah, there's no crashes. Probably because there's no custom moveset on this Majin. I got an idea. D-O is right here. Oops. Did I not put a... Oh, it's not... well, nah, yeah. Which one of you is deals with, like... where... is it? You? No. You. Oh. I might be stupid. What part of you deals with the character select screen fixing? That was this, but no, that's probably not it. Oh, it's... it is part of you. What? Use me? Anyway, alright. DI? No, SI. No, RSP. What? Is this really what I was looking at before? I was thinking of? Oh, here. There we go. Okay, go plus like 30. Thank you. Okay, then we want a breakpoint here for later. But for now... we're editing this to be literally anything, so it loads a moveset. Okay, because I want to check something. We save that as that. Oh, because then well... no, I don't think it matters. Does it? Good.
Moving out.
I don't know anymore. It'd be easier just to load the save and have them equip frickin' purification, dude. 6B, yeah. Oh, 6C! Okay, this is what I wanted to check. RBP 0, so that does nothing. But what happens if it's here? Oh, it's still 0. Okay, so that's not causing any issues then. And when we go back to 6B, RBP 0, nothing. I don't think it was. Yeah, okay, and this is 5 as I said it in the order. Okay, so the crash wasn't related to purification. What the? What was the? What was the crash caused by then? Oh, that's gonna. Well. Ooh, that's a crash. Hmm. Hmm. Is a crash. Why did it crash though? Did it not load the purification form? Actually, hold on. Do I have like freaking dumb garbage in my thing that still has like the edited COS? Nope, just down CMS Aura setting. In character folder we have the moveset stuff for race. Is I think I tried loading anything right there. That's just Vox and can't find. That's not it. If it couldn't find a file, it wouldn't have loaded the match in the first place, huh? It is looking for the proper, like... Actually... No... It work like that? Well, it's loading F, like, damn stuff if it can't find this. Or at least it tries to, rather. Something that is working fine. Why... I didn't... I don't have a skill. And it loaded all the Maj and stuff, like purification form stuff. As well as the move set for... That'll be something I have to try to figure out later. Cause man, I am hungry and I wasn't really expecting to stream today anyway. Oh man. I think we just leave it there. Well, we got things like 99% of the way done. Some music. Yeah. Oh man. I gotta check why purification would corrupt. Like, we just boot up the game one more time. I'm not gonna debug this anymore, but explain it mostly for like my own like thoughts here. It's right. When we do comparisons to see if a created character or if a character ID is one of the created characters, we compare it against 9 after subtracting like 64 from it, 100. Oh,
Attention, all proud warriors. Have you ever considered joining Time Patrol? As a Time Patroller, you'll prevent history from being changed.
My volume mixer
Our
again.
duty is...
There we go. We compare it against 9. So that IDs 100 through 109 are the ones considered created characters. But 109 is nothing. And 108 is purification form. I think set below or equal. I think I want this to be like seven. I think I want to change these to be 7 so that if purification form does come along, I'm not like trying to alter its moveset or anything, because I shouldn't. I should treat it as a cast character, right? My first thought on maybe how I should be handling that, because maybe when we were looking at the memory earlier, it was still using like 0 as the preset ID for purification form, so I don't think it's triggering any of the stuff, but maybe it is somewhere in the custom code and I gotta stop that from happening. Because why else would it crash? Is it just purification form because it's like a character change thing, or is it any transformation? Oh, like I said, that'd be it for me for the time being. I was excited that I was done with it, but I guess not. I gotta check one more thing with purification form. Hopefully it is as easy as I'm thinking, where I compare it against 7 instead of 9. Doesn't end up being that. I don't know. Oh, we swapped to a new track. But yeah, that's... I can't do this for like another like 6 hours straight or whatever like I did last time. I gotta rest. I almost destroyed myself by looking at code that long. I'm gonna do myself a favor and stop early, because I got a lot of reading to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. No, Friday. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, which means Umineko. And I want to actually stream Umineko for more than like 2 hours. That involves a lot of reading. Saturday will probably be more the same Umineko, and then... I don't know. Sunday, maybe some Cage to Rendo. If I decide to stream that. I have a friend that wants to play some Cage to Rendo with me. But I don't know if I want to stream Sunday. Monday for sure we'll get back to Train Odyssey. I want to get back into that. Good playing that. Yeah, that'll be it for me for today as always. And we're on to watch me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. See ya.